I'm Betty Adams Green, and I'm 63 years old, and I am the juvenile court judge for Metropolitan Nashville-Davidson County. I lost my husband Ron to cancer in 2006. He had a very fast spreading cancer in his stomach. He also had bone cancer. My husband and I met in probably 1994, 93, 94. We met in a restaurant, and he came over and asked me for my phone number, and I gave him a phony phone number because I really didn't think it was a good idea to give someone I didn't know my number. And finally, he found my number and called me at work. He knew what I did. At that time I was working for the state, and called me. And I thought, well, at least he's persistent. So we started going out after work just for dinner or something like that, and in 1997 got married. And we were just thoroughly enjoying life. But during that period of time, he had always been such an active, outgoing outdoorsman, loved to hunt and fish, just going out in the woods or going out on the lake. But he began to even quit doing that and said he just didn't feel like it. And we were going to the doctor regularly for checkups and tests and everything. But I think the problem with many forms of cancer is that the early symptoms present as just some of the typical problems associated with the aging process. But it became obvious that it was more than just age. And after test after test after test, it was finally identified as cancer, and at that point he was in stage 4. And I guess in looking back on it, you always wonder if we'd caught it sooner, and I still think the key in treating cancer and dealing with cancer is being able to identify it early. The only treatment available to us was a very harsh dose of chemotherapy. And we opted to do that because he is someone that loved life. But he approached cancer like he approached everything else. Well, okay, I've got cancer, what am I going to do about it? So we immediately started with the only option at that point that we had. But having been diagnosed around Memorial Day, he died before Labor Day. But it was a rude awakening. I have never had a situation that by hard work and dedication and a little commitment to it that I couldn't see my way out of. This was one that there really wasn't an answer. This was something that was bigger than both of us. And I think what he would want for me to do the rest of my life is let people know how important it is to provide the funding for research for cancer. I think that's the best legacy that he could leave. The most positive thing that any of us can do, and the best thing that any of us can do to honor the ones that we have lost to cancer and those who have survived cancer, is to see that the next generation does not have to suffer the pain, both physical and emotional, that is inherent in the family when cancer strikes. And the best way to do that is raising money for research. Relay for Life is our one big time that we can all get together, rich, poor, doesn't matter. Every dime counts, so that we have a much better opportunity for someone to become a survivor rather than a statistic.